Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's edition. Every second Thursday, I'll be posting the answers to your um, questions for tarot. Be as specific as you can be, or just put something general, and I can give you a general idea of what's going on in the next year or so. Sometimes months or years, but anyhow, it'll depend on what comes up. Tonight, Zutta has left a question. So if you want to leave a question, you go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and in the comments section below the video, you'll see that you can place your new questions. So if you would keep updating every week, make sure you're putting your comments to the latest version. And I'll get back to you in 2 weeks from now. If we get a lot more calls, maybe I'll add a few days in there and see. So Zutta has given her date of birth, if you like to do that, day, month, and year. I can use your numerology. I don't need to announce your birthday or anything, but just letting you know the numbers. So Zutta's given her birth date, and what has come up is that it's a building year. So she's asked if she's has a chance with a particular fellow. So what I'm doing is I'll be looking at the reading too. I can't show you everything, but what we've got, if they're pertinent cards, I can show them to everyone as well. So here's, it's quite interesting because being into 3 years, a building year, so you would be able to build relationships, be able to build, your career, your feelings about life, build your next part of the journey, right? So it's growth, it's movement, and things move quite quickly in a 3 year. So Zutta's year is going to come to an end with the turn into 2016, but because her birthday is later on in the year, that energy of 3 will continue. So that means, in relationship to her question, that relationship is building. And a really pertinent card that's come up is that, let's say, through her first question, her question is, will I have a chance with this guy? The present says, oops, I'm doing this backwards. The present says, no, this isn't going to happen. When the card's upside down, usually it's about a no. But then around these cards are very different images of what's going on. One of the big one is the rebirth card. And when there's rebirth, it means there's transformation. So here's this year where Zutta, you're building and growing, and part of that would be relationship. And yet there's, at the same time, karmically, you're getting this rebirth cycle. So it means building a relationship will go through a rebirth. And it shows, there's a card that's not so great, which is the cruelty card, 9 swords coming in and basically breaking down things. Now, what that means, there's twofold answer to your question, because one avenue that's telling us finally, let's say in about 18 months from now, you will be in a relationship that is quite tightly knit. So here's the relationship coming. This is highly probable. This would be marriage. So when we look at this particular person, one avenue can be that he is part of the transition in your life. So two things can happen when someone's part of your transition. One is you go your separate ways, which is highly likely. Let's say we've got 45 to 55% that you probably go separate ways. Now, we also look at, there's a rebirthing process. So he's part of the cycle where you're figuring out the last parts, let's say, of how you're unable to be intimate in a relationship in particular ways. Then that will transform and you'll be able to gain that intimacy in the next relationship, which could lead to marriage. So all in all, what this is saying is you're in a building year. Relationship is shifting and changing because you've got the growth, the building year, but also this rebirth card. That means, lots of things are going to shift and change. So you might have this period with this particular gentleman you mentioned, and then there will be a period where you'll transition. So either that relationship can go into a new place. But as I said, I see a higher probability you would be meeting someone else, and that would be the relationship of your life. So, it's a good and a bad answer, I guess. So if anybody wants a little reading like that on a question, send your date, put your date of birth in the comments section. Subscribe first, of course. Then you'll be able to put your comments in, and I will be answering them in 2 weeks. Okay, and if you have any other interests, let me know. Thank you. Bye.